Blue rays of light scan the dark, illuminating smoke through the trees. The one with no flashlight is off the path a little always. One final night before the turning of the tide. One more night alone in the crowds of hippies. Tomorrow I wake up early and begin my hunt for Medusa. Get me high on the will to rhyme. Get me high and I'll rhyme all the time, while I blister inside, assassinated by snide, in the eyes that hide, watching motives collide, theirs and mine. Whatever they think it is, I'm thinking on the inside. People think they know, others I can show with the flash, or a gleam, they'll know exactly what I mean. Still, others are thieves that take without warning. Some women are naive, fickle, skittish, or swarming. Born to a world, born to amuse, banned from spirit blood, baked, hoping for LSD, clicking my pen to the beach, no longer discreet, lady eyes and the things they don't see, that I would bleed for her to set me free from this drum circle to a higher level out in my tent with the devil. I heard God operates on your level, so you can consider him a friend. Woke up tranquilized, distinctly unwell, dreams of intense sadness. How sex at the Rainbow, fucking intense. July 4th, 2010 is the day I'm writing this. Grand old USA, we're all spun, valerian extract calling me out. I dreamt of breaking through the barbed wire fence to get to the other side. I dreamt personal terrors on Independence Day at the Rainbow. I lived magical moments. I saw a new age dawn. I read Unconditional Love to 8 Calvary that day, trying to atone for luring them in. Then I read the poems to Graham and Pop Woodstock, trying to atone. The Swami, Indian man in orange, tighty whities, he danced in the light. He showed us what was right. I went to him for wisdom, trying to atone. He had seaweed, unconditional love. I believed him. The cops didn't care when I fluttered shimmering seaweed at their hooves. I only saw love in the lady cop's eyes. Women are incorruptible, such is the patriarchy. This is LSD, which I used alcohol to break down social constructs and finally make available to me. I saw drug deals like in the movies, beautifully real. Then the sun rose slowly, contemplating the LSD, complementing the LSD, illuminating the valley. We bathed in its first rays, like we had reservations. Felt like swimming in God's vagina. We called, wake up and rage, wake up and define sublime. Drugs were bought and sold, they called back. Wake up and respect the family. Quit bitching, you live on the mean meadow. A plastic fork in my bandana kept the sun from my eyes. 4-pronged shade. There's a plastic fork now. A mutton-chopped brother played his banjo and cried. With tears of love he testified. Amanda searching for duct tape, blonde beauty of the dawn, clad in dark colors and steel, flirtatious and nervous about the pit bull's slore. Out of her element, frightened and violent, the dog couldn't be mellow. Amanda caught in between, searching for her lost boyfriend. I could sense the 6-up were gearing up. I kept saying the meadow was about to heat way up. No one cared. Still, my friends and I eventually got to the shade across the way. Then the horsemen flooded in. They stared into the sun, basking in their early morning glory. I fixed my fork to avoid their eyes. Overly paranoid, I became afraid. Did they know about the drugs stuffing his pockets? Were they onto us? How could we know? What explained their push? The chopper saw enough to send him to Calvary. There is a medical emergency, a bro dying of hydration, denying his desperation. No doctor, he says, no doctor. Yes, do it. I get the wink. Then I mosey across the meadow, slowly past 8 like ever-jumpy cops. Joke that there are 4 too many horsemen of the apocalypse. Get it, huh? One chuckles, out of sight. Fucking Norman. Yeah. Out of sight, I run full tilt to calm. I choke and cough. Bring water, this guy's got problems. I ran with the doctor, long enough to guide him there. I walked behind 6-up, out of the pine forest. I poured some water on me. The doctor took the guy away. Feel well, I gasped. I left asked my friends to ditch my drugs at the tent where I laid down and forgot about LSD and Calvary, forgot about sublime rage. Then I snapped back. I remembered to atone, always atone more. I went out in sandals, empty pockets, a pad and pen. Feeling all too alone, I wrote, then read the cops' poems. They took photos, the sun in their faces glistening on helmets. I, a silhouette for all I know. More importantly, Pop had been yelling, "No alcohol in the main meadow! Sacred! It's sacred, do you get it? Grandpa Woodstock, it's sacred! The meadow is sacred because it's a precarious situation, if you introduce alcohol." So good. I wandered about talking to a few heads. My friends had disappeared somewhere into the rainbow. Arrested? Nothing mattered. I had to read for Graham and Pop. Their bodyguard, clad in a loincloth, took me as a threat. With moody utterance, Graham and Pop were delighted to hear my atonement poems. I apologized humbly. They smiled, and I read, "They are elders. This is a tribe. They are gospel." Mid-poem, I discussed the frailty of horse eyes with Pop. Horse eyes react to sudden movements, the visual threats, like my eyes jerking, flashing. Cops on horses should fear anyone with a set of eyeballs. I'm pretty sure that information is correct. I'm just going to assume it is. I'm just going to assume I can do something that other people can't if it's not correct. I finished reading. Someone else came. I walked away, not yet atoned. Where was my atonement? The Swami would know. I found him with fistfuls of seaweed, fistfuls of unconditional love, he explained to this naked chick. Banjo was out bare-ass too, with Poe, nude washboard player, performing for the magical moment. I handed seaweed to pretty rainbows. What's this, they ask? Unconditional love. I was offering unconditional love to the 6-up, which took a lot of nerve when the call to circle rang. I attended. We ohmed and warped the rules as we saw fit. The circle is sacred, but so were we. The Swami exposed us all. He held the talking stick. He praised the magical moment. Do you see the magical moment? What is the magical moment? Tell me, what is unconditional love? What is this magical moment? What are you seeking? I saw the Hare Krishnas. 30 or so of them were concentrated out on the opposite end of the 6-up. Calvary, doing their yoga. Our sacred circle at the center. There was uneasy balance. What did the Swami want? Banjo released a deep roar. Swami wanted more. More exuberance, we presumed. We love you. What is unconditional love? Can you tell me what unconditional love is? Yes. Banjo started playing. Banjo knew. More, said the Swami. And Banjo like, yeah, ooh. Banjo and Poe riding rails, giving it all they got. All they got is love and music. You can have it. You can have it. It's Banjo. That's what he's got to give, because that is unconditional love. I danced with the naked ones like a bag in the wind around the maypole. When we sat down again, a woman gasped and said, "He's on his head." The Swami had his feet in the sky. No one even saw him get like that. We were all just dancing around. Fools had been trying to teach him about what is sacred and what is right, about spiritual circles. The Swami was the spirit. We sat among the highest virtues. The stick was handed off. We tried to focus on the speaker. Then we hear, "All right, the cops are leaving. Yeah, let's party." And there's this guy beyond the circle dressed up like a nun, stripping off his clothes and grabbing his nipples and crotch. My turn to speak came. Amara rose from the Natchog River. I'm a black hole. They later called me delusional in so many words after they tried to avoid talking about me at all. Can't I be spectacular and ignored? The answer is yes. It's called my career. Anyhow, I didn't say much more than anything you've already read. A shaved head prophetess. Oh my god, I love this girl. I hope I see her again in Washington. Unites us. She closes our circle. Soft-spoken, earthbound star. Important, nameless girl. Mistakenly lost sense. She is a future unto herself. She asks, "How can you be me? How can I be you? What do I do?" And I was like, oh my god, that's the hottest thing I've heard in my fucking life. Circle lead dreadhead speaks forever. I bake, I sweat, and die a little, enjoying what he says. Rainbows in Russia rounded up men here, women and kids there, then released to another friendlier province. The circle pulses forever after. It doesn't come across right when you read it out loud, but he's talking about rainbow family in Russia getting rounded up by the government and everything and hauled off. But if you could see the page, you would get that. Grandma sits by me lovingly. When I become a topic, I'm a singularity, nothing becoming infinitely. His speech crests, so yeah, I'm a black hole, he says. I superficially rejoice. Yeah, they can't know what I mean. Are my intentions my weakness? We ohm our love with fingertips into the maypole. It took minutes. Our circle became spiritual. The United States Marshals flooded into the meadow. I forgot I was only here to not be followed to my tent. It was the government's push, looking for ground scores, I guess. Blue polo shorts and khakis, all that authority, unaware who they're even looking for. They grasp at straws. Our circle goes on. I love rainbow, but if I can't be me here, I have no hope anywhere. When I get drunk, the marshals show up and Pop freaks out, while my brothers have a splendid time, careless of the consequence they don't even know exists. The circle head said, I'm caught in one of life's illusions, accidental condescension, knowing burns. The sun frying my skin, turning it to leather, sweat crisp my hair. Many have left, and I've left so much out, though even my memories can't recall what you were as there as I was by reading this. Gran had gone but returned to coax us closer, to hit the joint. Again she sat beside me. I passed the weed to her after I hit it, while watching the U.S. Marshals try to get a clue out of the chaos. Next time the joint came, it came unlit with a talking stick. The Swami was long gone. I gave Graham the fat, unlit roach to keep. People were subtly bummed. I always respect your elders. I said my goodbyes. After 3 hours in the sun with no water, I wandered away. My intentions to make good on promises to help the family.